What is up, folks? Ncaa31 here, bringing you a game that was played a few weeks ago. I'm kind of behind in my online Dynasty vids. I have a whole bunch just sitting there, just waiting to be uploaded. This is Season 2 of the PowerHouse Online Dynasty, Notre Dame, Michigan, rocking the Shamrocks. And this big top 5 matchup, and I'm sitting here watching. Well, I was going to shut off this Georgia-Tennessee game until all hell broke loose, and it's now a 27-23 game. I was going to go flip over and watch Michigan State, Ohio State, but I guess I'll stick with this game a little while longer, as Tennessee has the ball again inside the 10. Weird, because it looked like Georgia was just able to move the ball up and down the field at will against them, and Tennessee was shooting itself in the foot. Poor Tyler Bray is out there by himself, but a couple of turnovers here and there. Tennessee chips away, and lo and behold, here we are. And honestly, I was watching this game and also editing this vid and just thinking about how, you know, the college football landscape just continues to change, and Tennessee is going to take the lead. Unreal.
He's taken down around the 21-yard line.
You know, I was watching this game thinking back to when Tennessee was a perennial top 10, top 15, top 5 type of program, contending for national championships. You know, how long Notre Dame's been dormant for. The fact that Notre Dame-Michigan rivalry is going to only have 2 more meetings before Notre Dame starts playing in fitting in a schedule consisting of 5 ACC schools, yada yada yada. And it's kind of sad in a way, because the Notre Dame-Michigan game is what made me a Notre Dame fan. And, you know, I never thought we'd live in a world where Oklahoma, Nebraska wasn't played every year, Texas A&M, Texas. But, you know, not only are those games not being played, they're not even in the same leagues anymore. So it just goes to show you that things change. Old rivalries will die, and new ones will be born as college football continues to go the way of conference realignment and, you know, super leagues or super conferences. And you have programs like TCU and Boise State that are now national programs.
They bring him down in the backfield. The defense has,
and, you know, speaking of change and the changing landscape of things, I actually wouldn't be surprised now if within the next 3 to 5 years Notre Dame joins the ACC for football. Because, you know, the way the sport has been going and the supposed BCS mini playoff system that's supposed to be in the pike, it may finally be worth their while to do it. And wouldn't that be that'd be a very, very big change for Notre Dame, because Notre Dame is one of the, you know, only schools that can really survive as a name and with the resources that they have, you know, as an independent. So I'd be curious to see how long they continue to hold out as college football continues to realign and revolve around the super conferences, if you will. But what's been going on around college football today? I watched Arkansas just roll over and get steamrolled by A&M, and what a mess their year has become. When you think of where Arkansas was a year ago, just a year ago, to where they are now, it's just mind-boggling. It's a complete and total collapse, and now I'm convinced that the players have pretty much just quit on the team, quit on the program, and are now looking for themselves, looking out for them. And I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't rock bottom, that it's going to get even worse as far as just going through the motions and mailing it in, because they clearly don't respect the clown that's coaching them, and they have nothing to play for anymore except themselves and their draft status and whatnot. So I believe that's what you're going to see, and it's a shame, you know, since last year when they were arguably a top 3 program in the country, no worse than top 5, to where they're at now. It's just insane. Let's talk about West Virginia Baylor. 70-63.
Tackle around the 22-yard line.
70-63. How do you score 70 points and still need to hang on to win by a touchdown? How's that even possible? West Virginia is a paper tiger. I mean, sure, their stats are impressive. Geno Smith is having a great year, but that's not a real team. They're going to get exposed. The fact that you need 70 points to win by a touchdown is not a good sign. Could West Virginia win a game where a legitimate team holds them to something normal, like 20 or 24 points? I don't think so. Not they're giving up 63 points to Baylor. But until then, until that time comes, I guess just sit back and enjoy the video game numbers that they're putting up. I mean, really look at the box score in that game. Geno Smith went for what? 45 of 51, 656 yards, and 8 TDs. And they ran for 151 yards also. I don't think you could even do that in a video game. Maybe someone can go to Ncaa 13 and play on varsity. Maybe you can do it on that, but that's just nuts.
He's at the 20.
And Baylor, their QB went 29 of 47, 581, and 5 TDs. And they ran for $119. 2 receivers had over 300 yards receiving. What's his name? Austin had 215. Just insane numbers. And other than that, there's not really a whole heck of a lot out there that's really interesting this week.
He makes his way to about the 32.
I haven't watched Stanford, Washington yet. I'll probably watch that sometime this weekend. The only real games that interest me that are on the schedule is TCU, SMU. I'm always going to watch an SMU game when I have the chance. And Nebraska, Wisconsin. I want to see if Wisconsin can put up a fight. The Big Ten is just, ugh. Even the Ohio State, Michigan State game is a bit of an eyesore, as Ohio State is up 7-3 in the third, and you have Clemson sleepwalking through Boston College up 3 at the half. But other than that, it's just a pretty ho-hum week. Alabama, Mississippi, Ole Miss. Alabama's going to probably steamroll them. Oregon's going to steamroll Washington State. FSU, USF is an interesting game, I guess, as is Texas, Oklahoma State, but I kind of expect form to hold, and, you know, nothing really much to speak about, really. You have Miami having to rely on North Carolina State collapsing in order to win that game. So you have Miami, who needs a late game collapse by NC State and Georgia Tech on consecutive weeks to pull out those games. Oh, how the U is no longer the U. And then next week we have Notre Dame, Miami from Soldier Field. And I'll go into my thoughts on that game during the week as I do a little compare and contrast about Notre Dame and Miami, where they are, how they got to where they are at, and a little bit of history. So that's pretty much it for this week. Don't really have a whole heck of a lot on the docket. And Notre Dame, Michigan here are going back and forth at it. 17-16, and Tommy Rees of Theo Riddick trying to rally and get this game won.
go with the back, and he's got room. Nice run there. Wood.
Can I pull this sucker out? I'm using the BYU playbook in this. Theo Riddick breaks the press, and he is going to take it to the house. I like the BYU playbook again this year. It's not classified as an air raid playbook, but it's kind of, well, it's classified as a pro-style playbook, and I basically view it as a pro-style air raid playbook. It's like a half an air raid playbook and half a pro-style West Coast playbook.
Really nice play on the ball by the receiver.
It's really got some good stuff in it. And that's really how I prefer to run the air raid, truth be told, as a pro-style attack. I'm a little bit different from the no-huddle air raiders over at NCAAstrategies.com. You know, when I air raid, I tend to play a pro-style type of attack. The power raid.
And down he goes at the 10-yard line.
Failed option there. Trying to defend my goal line.
And he's tackled around the 9-yard line.
2 good stops in a row. Need a couple more.
It's 4th and goal.
4th down. It all comes down to this. Got a spy on, what's his name? There's no Denard. I forgot the second string quarterback, Gardner, who's now playing wide receiver. Everyone's covered. Got a spy there, and he has to chuck that away. So we hold. Now just trying to run the clock out, not fumble, not commit any turnovers.
A yard, maybe 2 on the carry.
And what happens? The screen gets blown up.
He's tackled around the 10-yard line.
So now I got to go back on D. See if I can hold him again.
They go with the option. He's taken down right around midfield. The option here.
4th down again. Spy.
Had his hands on it and dropped.
And we break up the pass to end the game.
And the quarterback's going to take a knee to drain this clock.
So Notre Dame is doing some work after their opening week loss to Texas. I survived that little gauntlet of Texas, Ohio State, Michigan at 2-1. So we'll see how the rest of the season plays out.
Notre Dame.
Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.
As we finish up the broadcast, what do you have to say about how this game turned out, Kirk?
Well, this one really could have gone either way. Michigan had plenty of chances to win this football game, but it wasn't meant to be today. All you can do now is try to bounce back after a close loss like this.
Take a look at our choice for today's player of the game. He made a big contribution to his team's win. For Notre Dame, this win puts them at 2-1, and they'll try to gain momentum early in the season. And for the Wolverines, they'll drop to 1-1.